These are all distress flares.
Come to the sun with me, so I can show you something you've never seen. And both you and I shouldn't be too shy about letting go for once. Come and be free with me. Just look straight ahead, don't you stay behind, don't stay behind. Trying to make you feel
Exciting day today. We've been shopping. So we found this marina where we can stay for free. There is a water supply here, which is really good because normally we can't get water. Here we can, so we don't need to run the water maker. And we are on side 2 on a commercial dock. We've been shopping and we're now putting everything together because we are going to change the roof. And there's a reason we are repairing this roof. If you go back in history somewhat, go back to SV Blown Away episode 036 and you will find us in northern Italy. Now during our time in northern Italy we were hit with a rather large storm, 96 knots, the same storm that destroyed Rapallo Marina. Now we ended up putting on a new roof after that storm, but we only did the starboard side. And now it's time to do the port side because it's leaking. We're going to build a new roof on the other side, and Nat is currently putting together our little workbench thing that we bought. Ta-da! Ta-da! Here's one we made earlier. And yeah, 1,100 euros later, all the paintbrushes and everything that we need, hopefully. Nice shiny new circular saw. All the boxes are full of stuff as well. Bags everywhere. It's just like Christmas, only better because it's tools. I mean, who buys me tools for Christmas? Nobody. Looking a bit lost. Have you read the instructions?
I'm reading the instructions.
RTFM.
That's what I'm doing. Doing the instruction book right there.
So you're putting together the workbench, right?
The workbench, yes.
And the workbench will be over here where we can work uninterrupted, because nobody in here is going to worry about a steel boat doing some work on their roof. So for us this place is perfect. Let's get some jobs done. Look at that wrist action.
Hey?
Look at that wrist action.
Good, huh?
It's not even cracked. And so we set about stripping all of our deck fittings off of this coach roof. It's not till you start pulling all these things off that you realise just how many there are. It's always you'll be trying to put out a voltage. If I cover it with a towel, get the sun off it for 10 minutes. I should be able to disconnect it without the one on the side. I'm just going to make sure that all our other solar panels are up and fully operational at 100%. So we're giving them a wipe over because it's quite a dusty place here. So we're taking this one out of commission, which is a 12 volt. Those on the Bimini are also 12 volt. So by taking this one out of the equation, we're losing about 100 watts. By cleaning those, we're probably gaining about 50 watts. So we'll be down slightly on solar, but I do need to run the generator for power tools, so I can always plug the battery charger in if I need to. So today's operation, we are going to start removing this roof section. So from here all the way down, under the winch, under the garage, this whole white section here is coming off. So I have already pulled this piece off, but I've just put it back in place so you know where it comes from. And this is partly why we are removing and repairing some of our rooftop. So there was a lot of rust in underneath the roof, which has pushed it up and has now caused it to leak. This was ground back and cleaned up as best we could, but when did we do this? Spain, 4 years ago. This was all painted, it was all looking lovely. You can actually see that some of the epoxy and paint is still stuck, but has gone rusty underneath. So obviously moisture is getting into there and causing a bigger issue. I'm hoping this will be the only one that I split getting off, because that one has to come off, and that goes the full length of the coach roof. And this is part of the reason we have to do this roof. So cracks all through here, it's gone. These cracks here was opened up, these are all leaking. This was a big patch of filler here, and there's more filler in over there as well. So this whole wooden section here has to go. So the reason we're doing it this way, we've left the deck heads in, so the ceiling linings in the upper saloon are still in situ. So all of the dust, dirt, rust and crap falls onto the top of those panels. Once the roof is off, we can then clean up the crap that is on top of the panels. If we drop the panels inside and try to do this from inside, we trash the interior of the boat. Remember, we still have to live on this boat. We still have to cook, we still have to eat, we still have to sleep. And for us to work from the inside out would be a complete nightmare. By using this saw, we can cut the timber back to the frames. We know roughly where the frames are because we did the other side of the boat. In some places it's double thickness from where it's had a repair, and they've overlapped the timbers. So I've got, well, that's almost like 2 inches of plywood in places, and then 1/8 of an inch here. A little bit crazy. But anyway, we broke ground, we're in. There you go. There's the problem. All of this stuff swelling up from the frames and then breaking all the seals. The more moisture gets in, the more moisture gets in, the more rust. The more rust, the more the seals leak. Vicious circle. And it's all along here. And all of this on the floor is pieces of blown away. That's just crazy. You'll notice here I'm cutting around the plug for the solar panel. There's a reason for that. If I take the wiring apart now and I put the plugs in a box, 2 weeks later I won't remember where the plug is, how I wired it up, or I'll lose the plug. If I leave it in a small piece of wood hanging from the ceiling, once the new roof is done, I can simply take the block of wood off, take the plug off, push the cable back through the ceiling in the new hole, and reattach it all in one go. Similar with the door-eyed box. If I take it off to attach to the roof, I can use the workbench on the dock to strip the old piece of wood off and clean. I don't have to damage the doorway box in the process. And it's absolutely amazing how little dust and dirt finds its way past the ceiling lining, the deck head, onto our bed or onto our nav station or anywhere else. It's a proper mix and match going on here. Trying to decide which bit's the original and which bit's been joined. So I think this side here is the original, then this is wood they've added in at some point because of rot, and this is a bracing point to make it a bit stronger. So this is new, this is new, and then that's the old stuff there, because the old stuff has got fiberglass on top of it, matting, but I don't know, it leaks like a sieve, and that's why I'm replacing the whole roof. So this original roof section, the whole thing is sealed down with a form of butyl called mastic from the 70s, which is actually very good, and it's bolted down through steel frames using stainless steel bolts, so there's dissimilar metals going on, which is partially why we got the corrosion in salt water, and it's then glassed over using fiberglass, which in my opinion traps moisture in the wood. The wood stays damp on a regular basis, which then corrodes the metal. Wood and metal together, bad combination. Glassing it over to retain moisture, even worse. So when we put this back together, we're going to impregnate the plywood that I'm using with epoxy. We have steel frames under this plywood, so we don't need the additional strength that fiberglass would provide us with. We're not trying to strengthen this roof, we're just trying to make it waterproof. Now, the plywood that I've bought, because of local sources, I could not get 12mm ply, which is what the original roof is made for. I can get 15mm ply. And it takes us about 3 days to entirely strip back this plywood roof from the steel frames. Oh dear. And this flue is from a gas water heater, which, due to human error, mine, very nearly blew the boat up. I actually had a gas explosion in the galley. So this Palermo water heater was removed many years ago and thrown in the trash. Alright, so the old water heater outlet is gone. The handle that runs along the coach roof is gone. And the forward section of roof is gone. Tomorrow we'll take the main sheet winch off, and then the rest of this white section of roof here, that'll be off by this time tomorrow. The steelwork's not actually in bad condition. This side is better than the other side. We already done the other side. So the metal frames that run across the roof, they'll just need a bit of a clean up and a lick of paint. Unfortunately, when the trim panel came off, it took a whole load of epoxy and paint with it. So we're going to have to do some fairing, etc. along the side of the coach roof. But in general, we haven't had a bad day really. Yeah, so yeah, in general it's been quite a good day. Got a fair bit done. Nat's just having a dust shower now. I've already had one, which is why I'm dripping wet. Temperatures have been up to about 35-36 degrees today, so working in the heats, it's okay. The breeze makes it a bit more bearable, but it does take it out of you, as you can imagine. This is the job that we wanted to get done during the winter months, but didn't, because we had such cold weather. and it's taken us until now really to find a location where we could do this without upsetting marina users, etc. Because this is a commercial-ish dock with working dive boats and commercial vessels, etc. No one's telling us not to do it, which is quite nice. And there's Soggy.
I'm back.
And it's necessary to get him and all your clothes on to get all the dust off of it.
Yeah.
So yesterday we got this big section of roof off, and today we are going to do this section here. So I'm going to carry on cutting this off whilst Nat preps that for paint, because we're due some strong winds over the next few days and we really need to get some paint on that, or we're going to get water coming over the seawall in the form of spray. Absolute crying shame. I have to take these out. I have to get these plugs out to take this panel off, because in under here this is filler, because there's no wood left in this section. That is all pudding. Check these pictures out. These are awesome. So these were sent to me by Liam, who is the son of the original owner of Blown Away, and they were taken in the 70s during the build, and they have really helped us with the restoration. So thank you, Liam, because 20 years ago I made a deal with this boat. If she looks after me, I will look after her. I don't think this plank was ever intended to come off. We're in the zone. And with all of the flat sections of roof removed, it's now time to get these small pieces of trim off, and this is where the roof butts up against our main butterfly hatch. Remember, these frames and the plywood are original, nearly 50 years old. And once all those little trim sections are off, we can start cleaning up the metalwork. We're doing this two ways. Firstly, we have our small angle grinder, and we're using that to remove the old fixings and to take off the surface rust. And we also have a compressor with a needle gun. Now the needle gun will go into the pits and crevices that the grinder will not touch. Do you have time for that kind of fun and games? There's work to be done.
You already had one. Nelson already had one.
It's like a,
the one that hadn't swum yet.
you're having a dust shower.
Yeah. I just used the angle grinder,
Yeah.
so I got a bit dusty with metal. You know, answer that.
Your phone is ringing, so I suggest you answer it quickly by order of the Peaky Blinders. All right.
Bloody magic carpet again. Hello? Yeah, hey Aladino. Maya, how are you? Yeah. No, if you take the router and you lower it by 2 millimeters and then run it over the board again. Yeah. No, Aladino. No. Don't do it that way. That's wrong. Aladino, you need... Yeah. That's correct. Yeah. It's in the instruction manual. There's a screw on the back. Yeah. Okay. Okay, mate. Yeah, have fun. Okay. Keep ringing me about their damn boat now. I'm gonna have to block them. Okay, they're blocked. Jeez. Come in. Shit to fix.
Yeah.
And next week we're going to reverse the process. So if you didn't enjoy this video, you're unlikely to enjoy the next one. But we do need a dry bed to sleep on, and this roof is going to provide that. If you're interested in knowing what this is all about, leave a message in the comments. And if you're interested in helping keep a roof over our heads in an actual manner, I don't mean that metaphorically, like you can help by leaving some money on Ko-fi, or if you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, please follow the link in the description down below. We don't actually use your money to repair the boat, we use it to make the videos. It pays for, you know, the music and for the Wi-Fi and stuff like that, but it sounds good. Thank you for your help. We really do appreciate all the things that you guys do. And as per usual, thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in watching some more, follow the link in the corner. If you'd like to subscribe, follow the other link. Don't forget, thumbs up, share the videos, and leave us a comment. Bye!